Goss, CJ.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for your time today.
Indeed.
We're talking with Sean of Crown Computers. Sean, tell us a little bit about how you started your business.
Well, CJ, it all started when I was 16 years old, and I needed to upgrade our 286 or 386 because I wanted to play a game. We found out that it was very easy. All you do is install a little chip, and bada bing, we upgraded our computer, and we said, you know what, this is easy. Why don't we throw an ad in the paper? We'll upgrade other people's computers. So we did that, and when we would upgrade other people's computers, what would happen is they'd ask, well, how do you use WordPerfect, and how do you use this handheld scanner? And we'd be like, well, I don't know. Maybe we could figure it out though for you. How do we print to this printer? So we, pretty soon we started building an artillery of knowledge that we had, and that's kind of how it all got started. When I was 16 years old, with my stepfather in military housing. So it was fun times.
You mainly service businesses, but it sounds like you started off servicing homes and individuals you know. How did it transition from that into the business-only business that you are today?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, we did start off on homes and stuff without the networking portions and the server portions, and I think that's kind of where I cut my teeth mostly, and got to know what PCs were and what computers, got real into, what they could do for people and such, and this is even before the internet, when we were doing people's homes and such. And, I think what happened from a transitionary period from our home user, servicing people at their homes, to the business side of it, I think what happened is that in a few people's homes we got into networking a little bit, and then, we had one business or two ask us, hey, can you come out and help us? And then, we slowly learned how to deal with that too. Going back many, many years, of course, how to deal with businesses and such. And it's just one of those things that slowly transitioned. We got one business, and then that led to another, and then we found out, we want to kind of focus on businesses because it's kind of, there's a lot more going on in a business network when it comes to technology, and the stakes are a little bit more higher, it's more exciting, and so on and so forth. And we ourselves were a business, so it's almost self-fulfilling in that way too. We need to take care of our own internal network. So, we're a small business today, just as all our clients are, and so we can, we can speak on the same terms and understand each other's pains and woes, all that stuff.
It sounds like you've been building Crown Computers almost your whole life, but how long has technically Crown Computers existed for the San Diego business community?
You know what? I've been doing businesses in San Diego for about 16 years now. Yeah, and it's been a great little business for me and my family and all of our employees. It's been a really fun ride, yeah.
What areas of San Diego do you service, as well as what types of businesses do you service?
We have clients all over the San Diego County, so reaching up as far as Escondido and as far south as Chula Vista. So, and as far east as, La Mesa and that whole area too. So we service the whole entire San Diego County, as well as clients that have different geographic regions. Like we have some clients that have, an office in Las Vegas, for example, or San Francisco, some satellite offices in LA and Riverside. We even have a client that solely operates out of Key West. That's Kermit's Key Lime Pie Shop, great client of ours.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. How many employees do you have working for Crown Computers?
You know what? I think we're up to about 9 now. 9 employees, and I can still remember, it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been an interesting road to get from 1 to 9. 9 doesn't sound like a lot, but building a small business it's been a really fun ride, seeing us kind of grow and have our own office, all that sort of stuff. So,
can you tell us about some of the certification or education that your technicians have to go through in order to be able to service your customers?
Absolutely. And as far as education and all that stuff, we really think that's important, that's for sure. but as far as the most important thing when qualifying an engineer from my perspective, and I do all the vetting as far as hiring engineers and such, is experience. We've hired people straight out of school before, and the problem is that you can have all the education in the world, but if you don't have 10 years under your belt from a perspective of how to take care of networks, all that sort of stuff, it's kind of tough. So all of our engineers have 10 plus years experience in the field. That's my biggest criteria. And some of the interesting little beneath the scenes things about Crown is that when we do interviews, we have engineers go through a test, and they don't even get to talk to me unless they do good on the test. And then furthermore, we do also a psychiatric, I don't know if you want to call it psychiatric evaluation, but it's, kind of like a formal type of way to nail down a person's personality, whether they're an optimistic person, whether they're, motivated, so on and so forth. So before they even get to talk to me, we have them go through those 2 tests to qualify to make sure that they're a good candidate and they're going to work out for us.
Do you do mainly phone tech support or on-site? I know it's a combination of both, but how much would you say that percentage lies?
That's a great question. I'd say we're probably at about 80-20. 80% of the work that we do is remote, and maybe another 20% is on-site. With the remote technology, with remote control technologies nowadays, and with our alerting systems that we have that monitor servers and stuff, a huge majority of the work is done remotely, that's for sure.
What is the one service that's probably the most important service that you offer to San Diego businesses?
You know what? Our biggest thing is backup. We are all about backup because that's where the brains and the heart of every business lies, is the data that you've created, your customer database, whatever kind of data you have. It's taken you years to create that, and we hold that higher than anything that we deliver as far as levels of importance as far as what we service for a business. So we have dedicated employees that monitor that very rigorously to make sure that each customer's data is protected and backed up, and that's something we keep our finger on the pulse of big time here at Crown, that's for sure.
So that sounds like an automated process that most of your customers are taken care of on an automated basis, regularly scheduled backups, but you also do kind of on-call things where people call up when they have a problem. And any particular problems that you are excellent at solving or we really specialize in fixing when someone has a question? What's that question they call and what can we solve for them?
You know what? The questions are so all around the board there. There are so many different things that things from my mouse isn't working and my printer isn't working and all these different things. But you know what? I think one of my favorite questions that people ask are those that, just me personally, is those that where I get the phone call and it's like, hey, I have a question about this, so and so and so and so, and then they start talking, and then they figure it out themselves, and then I'm like, great, I'm glad I could be of moral assistance for you, and then we hang up, and both people are very happy. But all of our questions, are they're all over the map, right? We get everything from mouse to printers and all this and that. I don't think there's any one question that we get more often than not. Yeah.
So if someone's looking at this video right now and they're deciding whether they should hire Crown Computers to service their IT needs,
sure,
give this person some advice. What are 1 to 2 to 3